This morning, we as FKL, we had a meeting as executive concerning our national team Harambee Stars. We have crisis in the camp because the clubs are refused to release the players which was selected by the coach of national team Harambee Stars. It is known the day when our players are going to honor the match in Angola, return leg, and it is the responsibility of the nation, not the club, not the FKL, not any other person. But national team is for the nation. The success of the national team is for all Kenyans. So the club to refuse to release the players, it is something which is very serious, and we are concerned as the body in charge of football in the country. We must come in, and we made a decision, and our decision will carry the day. We are not the only country which are going to play Uganda, our neighbors. Their players are in the camp for the last 2 weeks. They also have the league going on at the moment, but they suspended the league because of the national duty. Good example, the Ghana always camp here for a month with the local clubs within Ghana, and their international just joined them here few days to the game. It is true, FIFA days recommended 5 days, but 5 days mainly for the international players, not the local players. The local players can assemble even 2 months before the game, with understanding between the national association and the league, or clubs for that matter. I cannot see why KPL or clubs refuse to postpone their games for at least a week or a month for that matter. Therefore, we are giving directive as the body in charge of football in the country, because board was formed by the government, for the club to refuse to honor the board requirements and the government requests. It is in subordination of the highest order, even to the national association. Therefore, what we have decided today, that all their games, or the games which will be played on the 28th and 29th must be postponed, must be underlined, postponed. The players which were invited to join a national team must be reported there on Monday without fail. Failure to that will take a drastic action against KPL. You can now see, gentlemen, what we have been going through. We had it very rough when it comes to national competition, because the clubs were not really giving us easy time. You remember when we were playing Tunisia, Madare withdrew their senior players 4 days to the game, and those 5 players were among the 11 players who were supposed to start the game. We were beaten 2-1. Now you can see the assistant coach. I don't know this letter, I don't understand it, because it is addressed to nobody. But I should say they withdrew their coach, because he's a coach of Madari. Why to resign when the teams are in the camp? That is sabotage. But they are sabotaging the government, not the National Association. Therefore, our decision today will carry the day. So let the chairman of Harambee Stars technical bench read this resolution we made this morning. We are going to type it and give you a copy. Let him read it for you, what we are decided on the fate of our national team, so that we'll give you a copy to go and
switch seats. You change seats. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman, and everybody who is around. First and foremost, I would like to thank the board for having taken action against this crisis which has been created by Jack Ogunda. Because after we spoke to the chairman of KPL and other board members of KPL, they don't know anything about this issue of not allowing our ambassadors to go and camp in Namibia. And on this, because they've been writing letters to the board of FKL today, they've decided to write to the Super Sport CEO, Mr. Gary, informing him that as from next week, they will not be allowed by FKL to broadcast live any match of KPL, because it seems the money which they are giving KPL has contributed in sabotaging our national team, and the national interest comes first. So we are saying as FKL, Gary or Supersport must seek permission from FKL for any live broadcast in any match in this country, because FKL owns the league of this country. And for that, I believe they will be able to respect any directive from the FKL. And as the chairman said, if any club or any player will not report to camp on Monday, we shall deal with the individual club. Next week also, if the team will not allow the players to go to Namibia because the team is traveling, we shall deal now with KPL. And it is our concern that it's the high time now FKL is working with the government, and all the efforts which are being put together by the government, even forming a board so that our team can qualify to these All African Games and also World Cup. KPL is in the forefront, sabotaging and pulling us back. We want also to challenge Jack Ogunda. First and foremost, the seat he has in KPL was not advertised, and we believe there are so many Kenyans who can do that job without creating issues with the federation. So as FKL, we are not going to discuss or negotiate about national team. This is our position, and it will remain like that.